So a person that my mother knows asked if she wanted these tape decks. They're both from Sony, because as you can see, the person who owned it wrote Sony over the Onoko. I don't know how to pronounce that. The Onkyo, Onkyo, whatever you want to pronounce it as. Anyway, they're both a Sony, and she didn't need them. So she gave them to me because she knows how I not really collect these things, but I do look at them and to make sure that they work. And if I want to keep them, I can keep them. If I don't, I can bring them to the guy that works down at the record store that usually gives me a lot of tape decks to look at anyway, for me to fix and to him to sell. So, without further ado, here they are. This is, one of them is a Sony TC-WE305, and the other one's a TC-WE475. One has the depressible lever action buttons. The other one's full, like computer automatic, or computic, I should say. I think that's how you think of it as, but yeah. So anyway, they were in her car for a week. I'm like, ooh, yeah, it's been quite warm. So I opened them up first to look at the belts to make sure they haven't started sticking or melting or whatnot, and nope, they are still very good. So, and one of them, the box came with an actual headset and the AV cables, not AV, yeah, audio cables, and then both had a manual. So yeah, and they were hardly ever used, so it's pretty clean on the inside. This one has a little bit of use, as you can tell from the pinch roller and the cap stand. Has a little bit of stuff on it. This one doesn't have as much. And then the bottom one is like legit, like clean. I don't think it ever was used. There's not even a trace of like leftover oxide on the cap stand. Yeah. So it's very clean. They're very clean units. And so yeah, I have yet to see how well it plays. So I have it hooked to this temporary boombox because it has an AV jack, I mean an audio in jack. And yeah, let's see. Well, we got movement, so that's good. I'm going to pause, let the tape rewind a little bit so I can play some of the copyright-free music, so I can actually make it last a little while. Alright, here we go. You can't really see that during the day. So that sounds really good. So yeah, I think that works just fine. So this one down here, let's see how well this one plays. This one looks like it hasn't ever been used. And what I just noticed, I don't know if it works for both decks, but it has a pitch control. That's actually cool. So, let me move the cable from the back of the one to the other one. Alright, here we go. Let's see if the pitch control works. Well, That's awesome. I can actually use the speed adjustment right in the front of the unit. No, it's only for deck A. So the pitch control only works for deck A. Now this is an auto reverse deck, so let's see how well it goes backwards. Perfect. Awesome. I didn't try this one in reverse yet, so let's try that. Alright, well, I have to say, these are literally in like pristine condition and everything works perfectly. Awesome. I like that. Now it's a matter of deciding, should I keep them? Or should I give them to the record store guy so he can sell them with all of his other tape decks? Because I have been cleaning house lately because I have way too much stuff, and I don't know, it's a 50-50. I'm like in a dilemma now. What should I do? Anyway, that is that. Yeah, and they are so clean. I mean, this person hardly ever used them. Alright, well, that's that. Later.